This is a global phenomenon, and there are so many countries out there where their currency varies 30% a year, and some now 30% a month. And in those countries, there is no stable anything.
Right.
And even the dollar, we look at it today and we have this idea of what its value is, but if you look back historically, its value has been declining for almost a century now.
Mm-hmm.
And today's dollar is worth the same as, 13 cents at the beginning of the previous century. We don't see that on a day-to-day basis because it's one of the most stable currencies. But there's 193 currencies out there, and 180 of them are far, far worse than the dollar in terms of management, and a handful of them are absolutely horrible. And the people trapped in these countries can now use Bitcoin. So this is a lot broader than just the US dollar. It's not just a matter of, is this going to be comfy for consumers? This can bring people from countries that have extreme poverty, extreme problems, that are not necessarily based on a lack of technology, that have phones that can use Bitcoin, for example. But because of politics, they're trapped in this situation. Recently, I was in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, and now they're having an even worse currency crisis. They devalued 18% last week. They're locked down. They can't take money out of the country. They can't buy things online. If they buy something online, they have to go pick it up from a customs office and pay 50% tax on it. The country's trying to lock in the money, right? And you have these extreme situations, and then you have a choice suddenly. So Bitcoin is a lot bigger than just, a consumer thing for here in the US. Even in Argentina, for example, which is not is a second world country that was once the Paris of Latin America, and it's still a beautiful place. But it has these difficult political problems. It's illegal to trade on the black market dollars for pesos, right? So you can't go in and, if you're a tourist, and say, okay, I'm just going to give some dude on the street 200. That's illegal. And yet, on every street corner, there's someone who will sell you pesos. And last time I went, I just asked them, will you take Bitcoin? And guess what? Some of them said, never heard of it. And some of them said, yeah, we're trying to do that now. Can you help us?
Sure.
You already have this black market or gray market for currencies. And in the US, you never see this. But if you travel abroad, you see this all the time. Most places in the world, the official currency rate versus the one you can get from a corner, a street seller who's, selling vegetables and the local currency for dollars. You can do that in so many countries in the world. And for them, it's a normal thing.